this tutorial I'm going to be showing you how to do this lovely stacked granny stitch. So obviously it's just a very simple variation of the normal granny stripe blanket, and I really hope that you enjoy this pattern. If you're new to the channel and it's your first time visiting here, then do remember to subscribe to the channel and click that little bell button as well so that you get notifications whenever I put out a new video. So to do this sample piece, I'm literally just going to use some leftover Shapey stonewashed yarn that I've got here, and obviously I'm just using this up, but you can use any yarn and any size hook that you like. I will leave the link for these yarns down below obviously as well. So as always, you just want to start with your slip knot, and if you're not sure how to do that, then just nip and check out my beginner series. So for this particular pattern, you want to do a foundation row in a multiple of 3. So any width that you like, just make sure it is a multiple of 3 plus 2. We will add 2 onto that when we get there as well. But for now, just do a multiple of 3. So 1, 2, 3. So I've done a chain here of 27, so that is my multiple of 3, and now I just need to add on 2 more chains. So we're going to work back along now, and we're going to start off by doing 1 row of UK double crochet. So in the US this is your single crochet, but it just gives us a really nice foundation to work from for the next row. So we want to just do a quick row working back along of double crochet. So you want to go into the 3rd chain, so you've got 1, 2, and then this one here is your 3rd. So you're going to insert your hook into that stitch, yarn over and pull up, and you'll have 2 loops on your hook, yarn over and pull through both. And then into the next one you'll do a double again, so insert, yarn over and pull up, yarn over, pull through both. And then again into the next, and you're just going to do that all the way along. You're just going to do 1 UK double crochet into every single stitch. So if you want to do that, and then I will meet you as you get to the other end. So I'm just doing my very last double crochet into that final chain, and that is how you should be looking. So you've just got a row of double crochet. Now obviously it will look like a little curly pig's tail, but that is absolutely normal, don't fret about that. So now we're actually going to build the granny stitch pattern. So you've done that row now, and if you want to, you can chain 3 and turn. However, I prefer my way so that we don't get big gaps. But if you want to just chain 3 and turn, you can absolutely do that. But failing that, if you want to do the same way that I'm doing it, you just simply turn around. And then we're going to go into this very first stitch here where your working end of yarn is coming out from. You want to insert your hook into that stitch. Make sure you go through the whole of the stitch and get the V on the top. Yarn over and pull up, and you'll have 2 loops. Yarn over, pull through both. And then you can see you've got 2 posts to this stitch. You've got one on the right and one on the left. You want to go through the one on the left, yarn over and pull up, and yarn over and pull through both. And that is just going to count as our first treble for that stitch, but you can see it's a nice thick treble. You're not going to get great big gaps as we work our way along. But as I say, if you prefer just chaining 3, then that's absolutely fine, and you would follow on as normal now. So now we're going to do a granny stitch. So a granny stitch is a cluster of 3 trebles. So we're going to skip 2 stitches, so we're going to miss this one and this one, and into that 3rd stitch we are going to do 3 trebles. So yarn over, insert into that stitch again, make sure you've got the V, yarn over and pull up, and this time you'll have 3 loops. So yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. So that's 1 treble. You want to do another one into that same stitch. So complete your treble, and 1 final treble into that very same stitch. So that is your first granny cluster. and then again you're going to skip 2 stitches, so skip 1 and 2, and into your third you'll do another set of 3 trebles for your granny stitch. That's 1, 2, 3. So I'll do one final set with you. So again you're going to skip 2, and then into the third stitch you're going to do your 3 trebles. So yarn over, insert, yarn over and pull up, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. That's 1, 2, and 3. And you're just going to keep working that all the way across, and I will meet you as you get back towards the other end. Okay, so I've just done my last set of granny stitches, and then I'm going to skip 2, and then in this one's going to be a little bit tricky because we're working into our foundation row, but after this it will be much simpler. But you're going to skip 2 stitches again, and then this funny little round bit here, that is where we're going to work our final treble. So we've got 1 treble at the beginning and then all of your granny stitches, and then we need to finish each row with 1 treble as well. So you're going to yarn over, and like I say, you're going to skip these 2 stitches and into that third and final stitch at the end. There we go. And then you're just going to do a treble. Now, if you want to change colour at this point so that you've got each row in a different colour, which is what I'm going to do purely so I can show you how to change colour, then you will follow me now. However, if you were staying with the same colour, you would just complete your treble as normal and then meet me in just a second. However, I am going to change colour, so I've done my yarn over and I've pulled through my first 2 loops, and I've still got 2 loops left on my hook. So I'm going to grab this new colour. I've just got a little loop, and I'm going to grab that and pull it through those final 2 stitches, and then I'm going to do a chain 1 as always to secure the colour change. But remember, this chain 1 doesn't count as a stitch or anything. And then I'm just going to tie these 2 ends together. Again, you don't have to do this, but I just feel it makes that colour change nice and secure. Okay, so that is my colour changed, and now we are going to start the next row in the same way as the previous one. Again, you can chain 3 and turn if you want, but I'm going to just turn mine around, and then again into the very base of the stitch where we're in, we're just going to yarn over and pull up, and yarn over, pull through both, and then in the left hand post of that stitch you're going to yarn over and pull up, and yarn over, pull through both, and that just creates us a nice fat treble. We are now going to work our granny stitches all the way along. So this row now is the row that you will repeat over and over again until it is as big as you want it to be. So it's such a simple pattern, and like I say, this is the row that you will repeat now. So you've got your clusters of 3 trebles here for your granny stitch, and you're just going to work a new cluster of trebles into the centre treble of each of your clusters. So it's really simple. So you've got 3 trebles here, and the top of them is 1, 2 and 3. So you're going for the top of this middle treble. So you're going to yarn over and insert, yarn over and pull up, and complete your treble. So that's 1, all in the same stitch, remember, and that's 2 and 3. And then again you're going to skip straight across to the top of the centre of the next granny stitch, and you're going to do your 3 trebles, and again in the centre of the next, and that is literally all you're going to do all the way along. So I will meet you in just a minute when you get to the other side. So I'm back at the other side now, and I just need to do 1 final treble into that final stitch. So you should only need to miss 1. It should just be skipping that very final treble, the top of that one, and you'll be working into the top of that fat treble that you did right at the beginning of the last round. So you're going into the top of that stitch and doing your treble. And again, if you're changing colours, then you would do that now, or you can carry on in the same way. So I'm going to work a few more rows now, just so that you can see how it looks the further on you get. But that is it for the pattern. You literally just need to repeat that last row over and over again until it's as big as you want it to be. So I've worked up quite a few more rows now, and you can see how the stitch is looking the further on you get. So it's a very nice and simple pattern, but it gives a really nice effect as well, whether you did it all in one colour or a variegated or as the stripes. It does look very nice. So I hope that you have enjoyed the tutorial, and remember to like and subscribe, and I will see you for another video very soon.